Today I'll be explaining how to solve the 4x4 parity in under 4 seconds. Okay, so today we'll be learning all about OLL parity. Now, OLL parity is actually a case that can't happen in a normal Rubik's Cube. That is because one edge will be flipped, and this is not possible in 3x3. The closest that can happen is when one edge is flipped, there will be two edges flipped instead, which will be solved like this. Now that can happen on 4x4 because there is no centers, so therefore these edges can split up into two separate edges. And that is why OLL parity is present on 4x4. Now, today we'll be learning the algorithm to solve this case. And it'll consist of R wide moves, L wide moves, back moves, U moves, and F moves. Now, it may seem daunting at first because it is a long algorithm, but trust me, I will break this down into multiple steps and multiple triggers for you guys to be able to figure this algorithm out. And once you do memorize it, it'll become like second nature. So, to begin, the algorithm will be down below and goes a little something like this. R2 wide, B2, U2, L wide, U2, R prime wide, U2, R wide, U2, F2, R wide, F2, L prime wide, B2, R2 wide. And that solves parity. Now I'll move forward to the memorization tips. Now memorization for this, it will be a little difficult, but I will break it up into many different sections. Now, to begin, obviously, keep in mind that any R and L moves will be wide. So by canceling this wide moves from the algorithm, it becomes a little easier to memorize, as you don't have to keep continuously thinking, okay, R wide, L wide, R wide. It definitely helps with memorization. So cancel out any wide moves and just remember that they are wide moves. Just don't think of it in the algorithm. Now, the first step when memorizing this is to think of the first three moves as R2, B2, U2. Kinda like F-perm when you have setup moves, it definitely helps. Now the second step would be to do the next one, just L, U2. Next, you'll think of R prime, U2. For after R prime, U2, make sure you do R, U2, F2. So now after that, you do R, F2. Now it looks really close to solve. When you get to this section, just remember it's an L prime, B2, R2. So those are the simple steps to learning the parity algorithm. Some additional advice I would give for anyone trying to memorize parity algorithm is to try to make some sort of pattern or some rhythm that might help you memorize this algorithm. When I was first learning how to solve the 4x4 parity algorithm, I do remember I made some sort of song in my head so I could get the flow of the algorithm. It would actually go push and pull instead of R and L. Definitely helped a lot. So when I was memorizing the algorithm, I would actually think of this exact sequence. R2, B2, U2. Pull 1, 2, pull 1, 2, push 1, 2, face 2. Push, face 2, push, back 2, right 2. So right 2s were the same. And then once I started doing the U2s on repeat, I would just think of 1, 2. Face 2 would be the only one I would think of separately. So yeah. If that helps anyone, I hope it does. And yeah, parity algorithm. Now remember, the algorithm does include pure R and L wide moves. The rest, B2, U2, F2, are gonna be outer layers. Another advice I would give for you when memorizing this algorithm is to continuously remember that any outer layer moves will always be U2s, or F2s, or B2s. There's never a single outer layer single move. No quarter turns, it's always double turns. So remember that, and when memorizing this algorithm, try to split it up into all those different steps. So maybe one day, you too will be able to do the parity algorithm without thinking about it. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and as always, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace. Today I'll be explaining how to solve the 4x4. Today I'll be explaining how to solve 4x4 parity in under 4 L prime B2 R B2 R2. And as you can see, it is easy to mess up this algorithm. So let's get back to it. R prime B2 R B2 F2. Okay, fudge.